What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we're continuing on with Storm Thunder War. As we pick up with issue number 11, we had last seen Infinity, Eternity's twin sister. She had vanquished Galactus and his herald, the Silver Surfer Soot. As all paths led back to Storm, we're picking up in the neutral realm for all pantheons. And we have a little bit of everybody here right now. From Zeus to Beta Ray Bill, the newly resurrected Zeus. But we have a whole slew, a whole host of many other storm gods across many different pantheons. They are all under the same roof, and they are all here to decide the fate of one mortal. They are here to decide the fate of Storm, the mutant, the self-proclaimed storm god of Earth. With Zeus asking for the verdict, we pick up in Madripoor. We got Galactus that was dropped like a tin can out of the sky, with Bishop running out and kicking some suit and tie butt. While Bishop is handling the US government, we have Storm that is going toe-to-toe with Infinity, and Storm unleashes everything that she has ever held back. The floodgates of self-control have been demolished. Her fury crashes out. You can feel the tectonic plates are grinding against one another, with Gateway opening up a portal and getting our fallen mutants out of here. A devastating roar. Storm spews out blue blazes of fire. Her wrath is knowing no bounds. And as we see Infinity cracked from the back through the chest, suddenly Infinity feels very finite. And as Storm stands over her, Storm tells her that your brother Eternity, possessing my body, my will, he piloted me until I gave out, made me watch with my own eyes until he decimated loved ones with my abilities, made me a pawn in his games, telling Infinity that I am not a goddess because I hold great power. I am a goddess because nothing, no one can control me. And with Infinity looking up to Storm, telling Storm that separated from my other, is this the ache of death and oblivion that have endured all these eons? Because without my brother, I can barely keep myself whole. That if you have the power to end me, do it. Because right now, destruction would be a relief. And this is where Galactus brings young Jaden up to Storm. Galactus telling Storm that nothing controls you now, yet you have permitted your emotion to hold sway over far more than any abstract entity ever is capable of. Galactus is really telling Storm like you're letting your emotion control you right now. The truth is, Infinity didn't come to hurt anybody. Though Infinity definitely gave one hell of a beating to Galactus, Infinity is hurting. Infinity is in pain. Infinity isn't even fighting back against Storm, because Infinity is saying, like, if you have the power to end me from my suffering because Eternity is not here, and Eternity not being here is causing me so much pain, then end me. Smite me down, strike me down right where I stand, and end this agonizing suffering once and for all. As we are taken back to the gods, as they put the fate of everything up to a vote, asking everybody to raise their hand if they are in favor of this council joining forces with Earth's strongest storm mutants to protect all the universe. Beta Ray Bill, one of the few to raise his hand. And when they're all asked who's gonna join Hadad, almost everybody raises their hands. And Beta Ray Bill, he is one of the first to stand and say that this is madness. Surely all of you have gone insane. Maybe the centuries of wine and excess have gone to your brains. He goes on to name the many accomplishments of all the many storm gods. From Hino to Susano, all the many Leviathans that they have all wrestled. The universe had made these their mortal foes. Their purpose is to deliver the universe from the great cosmic Leviathan Oblivion, not align themselves with Hadad and drive everything they have deep down into the void. But we see some of these petty gods. They ask the question, why then would Eternity pass us up and pick a mortal like Storm as the avatar and not one of us as the champion? They say that they exerted pressure and heat, hoping the carbon would harden her into a diamond, but all they saw saw was her crumble, that they are gonna tear down everything. They'll fight alongside Hadad. They'll bring down this faulty universe. And from the ashes, they'll build a new one. This is when everything goes sideways. As Beta Ray Bill looks over his shoulder, Odin says, "A black winter." This is where we see Susanoo strucken down, while the storm gods of our universe argued over which side of the Thunder War to join. The Black Winters, they made their choice. They made it for all of them. For in the Thunder War, there is only Hadad's side, and the side of piled corpses. Hadad is no Widowmaker, no Orphan Maker. When Hadad steps into our universe, everybody dies. As we see Hadad riding in on his Leviathan, we pick up at the hospital for the extra mundane. Gateway had brought our heroes here in some kind of hopes of trying to save them. Now, one of them looks to be under surgery, while it looks like Maggot. Maggot might actually be dead, but he has recently been given Omega powers, so it's possible we could see him go into some kind of cocoon and possibly blossom out of it. All hypothetical. But Gateway and Storm, they have a conversation. She's kind of beating herself up right now because she wasn't prepared for this attack. The one that took down Eden, took down Maggot. If she had accepted help sooner, maybe she would have been able to avoid all of this. But this is when Gateway tells her that the present shapes the future as much as the past shaped the present. He tells Storm to shape a better future, shape a better universe. And at the House of Ideas, we see two individuals. We see the one that people have been looking for, Eternity. But we also get a glimpse of somebody that we don't see often. We see the one above all. And we have the one that stands before them, coming to bargain for the fate of the universe. With Storm sitting down with Silver Surfer Soot, he explains that Oblivion is no more, that Eternity has abandoned their universe, that death is simply death. Right now, Hadad splinters their forces with the Black Winters, which we're going to talk about the Black Winters once this comic is through. But we see this affecting everything, even the White Hot Root. This has forced the Phoenix to return home to defend the Forge of Creation in the land of couldn't be, shouldn't be. The Scarlet Witch and her patron entity, the Never Queen, they defend the land of possibilities to keep magic and creativity alive. The stage is being set. The battle with Hadad is right on the horizon, and in the far reaches of the universe, we see him. Hadad makes his entrance. Galactus and Silver Surfer, they're gonna help Infinity and her avatar. They do what they can to repel the Black Winters for as long as they can. But Storm, she must summon all the courage that she can, all the strength that she can. She must face the Storm God Hadad, and she must do so alone. That is where this issue will end. Alright, so when it comes to the Black Winter, we already know who that is. It's like a cosmic entity that's pretty much Galactus. But in this case, they're referring to multiple Black Winters. Hence the plural Black Winters, and not the Black Winter. With Hadad coming from outside the universe, these are kinda like his heralds. But there really was a lot that happened in this comic, besides having the Black Winters arrive. Having them more or less side with Hadad and just absolutely start massacring Storm gods. We have Storm who goes against Infinity, but Infinity doesn't even try to fight back. In fact, Infinity says, like, I feel so close to death right now, please just kill me. Like, if you actually have the power to end me, Infinity, then do it. Do it and end my suffering, and all the pain that I'm going through. And this is all because Eternity just disappeared. And Eternity disappeared to the House of Ideas. Eternity is hanging out with the One Above All, but we don't know for what purpose. The One Above All has stayed relatively out of this affair. And so I'm very interested to see if the One Above All is going to play any significant part, or if the One Above All is really just going to watch and see how things unfold. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Storm. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by watching the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you're getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.